Blue jeans, yeah, lady, seems just for the man. Pirates, pirates, they marry music. Ballerina must have seen her dancing in the sea. Now she's in the always with me. Tiny dancer in my hand. You know what I'm talking about.
You are now tuned into Urban Voice Media.
Welcome back to another episode of the Roundtable session. This evening, I will be joined in conversation with a phenomenal musician who has mastered the drums, piano, keyboards, guitar, upright, and electric bass. He has written and produced music for Stevie Wonder, James Taylor, Natalie Cole, Patti LaBelle, Toby Keith, Herbie Hancock, George Benson, Bobby Womack, Sheila E., Maurice White of Earth, Wind & Fire. He has written over 4,000 songs in soul, gospel, blues, and pop as well. He's worked in music, vocal credits, and films such as the 1985 Perfect, the 1988 Lion King 2, 2000's Big Mama's House, and 2002 Catch Me If You Can. Sitting at the table, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, one of the world's greatest singers, songwriters, producers, the ambassador of soul. We have here Mr. Ellis Hall. How you doing, sir?
LP, my brother, how can I celebrate without the music for ya? Wait a minute. You know what I'm talking about.
My man.
Come on. Now, seriously, I'm honored to be sharing this table and this whole world with you, bro. And I've heard some things about you. Good stuff. Keep on doing what you do. God bless.
I highly appreciate that, sir. Coming from a man of your stature, I mean, that means a lot for you to say that.
God bless.
First things first, I want to get this out of the way.
Please.
The conductor, Jeff Tyzik, described you as the ambassador of soul.
He did.
Tell me what that means.
Well, let me tell you really how it came about. Because I've done a lot of symphony shows with that masterful conductor and composer too. But we kept saying, or I kept saying to him, "Hey, Jeff, come on, man. I'm working hard over here on my ambassadorship." And he stopped me and he grabbed my shoulder. He said, "That's it. That's who you are, the ambassador of soul." And that was way back in like 2010, 2011. That's a long time ago, bro.
Well, you know what? He's right, though. If you go back and you think about the intro, all those names that you've worked with, wrote with, sung with, I mean, bro, yeah, you're the ambassador.
I'm just getting started. Through God's grace, I've been in the business and have worked with so many people singing, playing, chicken picking, and acting like I have some couth. I think that went out the window, though.
Come on now. Come on now. All right.
Yes.
You stated you've written over 4,000 songs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ellis.
Yes, sir.
What more can you say about love, man?
Bro, all sorts of colors you can pull out. You know, you got a blind guy talk about colors. Me and Stevie tease about that all the time. You know, what can you say? The music will dictate as long as you're willing to stay open and listen as God infuses in us. And tell folks all the time, I'm not of any special religion. I'm of all religions of love. I am truly spiritual and let it come in. And if I try to hold that vessel inside that's inside, I could hurt myself. And I ain't got no doggone insurance.
Ah. 4,000 songs. Do you find it difficult now to sit down and put a song together, or you just it's just in you? I got to make another one today.
You know what? It just got like I did a song for Tower of Power. They later took it on, and it started out like. And it's called Some Days Were Meant for Rain. Some nights were meant for pain. And I'm caught up in your chains, oh love. And in 1976, I did a lot of shows with Tower of Power, opening up for them. And at each show, the leader, Emilio, and all the guys kept asking me to join the group. And I sang that song with my group, the Ellis Hall group. And when I joined them in 84, one of the first questions, Emilio Castillo from Tower of Power, the leader, he asked me, he said, hey, he called me E-Man. He said, where's that Rain song? I said, where's that Rain song? I saw Some Days Were Meant for Rain. He said, yeah. And that's one of the first tunes that we cut for a record called Power by Tower of Power, of course. So
now the song you just played, is that recorded already, or is that just something you hold?
That was on the Tower of Power record, and it's also on a record now called Whitty Hall Artist Team. What? And it's out, and you can hear it. And check it out and let me know what you think. You can go to Ellis Hall Music, ellishall.com. And, you know, along with the new single that you have just put out a couple of weeks ago called I Really Want to See It Tonight. The original title, Really Love to See It Tonight. And I changed it to Really want to see you tonight. So I have Ellisized it.
Yeah, let me ask you, because I was listening to their version and your version to see the similarities, if they're, you know, how similar it was.
Yeah.
Was their original song in any movies or sitcoms or something?
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. It did get played a lot because it got up to #1, I think, for 1 or 2 weeks. So, but the writer, Parker McGee, heard my track and he said, what you've done to my baby, she's all grown up now. And he's from down south, so you know we talk like that.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go back since you said down south.
Please.
You're originally from the Savannah area.
I was born in Savannah, yes, sir. And raised in Claxton, known for poultry. Yes, I eat a lot of chicken and fruitcake.
Yeah.
I don't eat fruitcake. I will pass it around. I think one fruitcake it was born and traveled around the world 1,000,000 years.
I heard that. I'm with you on that one. My mom and my grandmother, all of them can eat that. I'm done with that.
No. I'll look at it. Actually, when I could see, because I had some vision, I used to look at it and say, I'm not eating that. It looks nice, but I don't know. You know, but yeah, Claxton, Georgia. And then the foresight of my parents, because they knew that I was going to lose my sight through glaucoma. Because in the hospitals in Georgia, the black hospitals, they didn't know about this thing called silver nitrate. Silver nitrate would have stopped the glaucoma from taking hold. I didn't know this. They didn't know this. So uh, at 18, I lost my sight, or actually, I started losing it really when I was 1 year old. But at 18, I was in a freak wrestling accident that took what was considered my good eye. So, but I used to practice, LB, in the dark with my instruments and drove my parents crazy, playing all the James Brown chords up and down. My mom would say, "Son, I know you got to practice, but do you have to make all that fuss?" That's a southern thing. And then she came to see
Yeah.
me.
It's
Well,
something about Georgia. It's something about Georgia. You, James,
mhm.
Ray,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
and
know.
when I listen to you, even hearing you talking, I'm hearing Ray. When I hear you have fun and sing, I'm
Yeah.
hearing some of James. Did some of them listening to them and playing their music? Do you feel some of their spirit, just resided
Yeah.
within you?
Well, that's Ray. I was the only one signed to his label, my brother. So
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of great conversations talking about sight. And Stevie would say, Ellis, two or more blind people in a room is illegal. Y'all going to jail. I said, well, sucker, you better bring the doggone helmet. Seriously, Stevie, silly as can
Stevie
be.
always playing.
Yeah, May 13 is his birthday, and May 10 is mine. So there's some craziness going
Oh,
on.
that's
Yeah,
great,
yes.
man. So do you guys get
Ray,
together and do y'all get
we
together and
do,
have fun? You
we do when we get a chance. And at one time, Ray and Stevie and I were talking about doing something. It didn't happen, but Ray, when I signed to his label, the one thing he said, "You and Stevie, y'all some silly aces." I said, "Ray, what you talking about?" I say, "You talking about calling kettle black? Because you just as silly as can be yourself." But
Man, I know you guys
that's
have some fun.
yeah, well, that's what it is. You know what? If you don't celebrate life, you will just spend your life in a funk, the kind of funk you don't want to be in. You know,
Mhm.
I choose every day to hopefully lift others up, but continue to lift myself up and celebrate. That's where I come from.
Let me carry you back for a second, Ellis.
Please,
When you spoke about you and your family left Georgia and you moved to Boston,
boss.
Massachusetts,
Yes, sir.
and you started playing music on the store corners.
Well, I used to play my bongos out in the project,
Mhm.
and it's called Mission Hill Extension. And I remember one time, and I wasn't causing no trouble, but I remember somebody poured some water on me, and I ran home crying because my bongos got wet, I got wet, and I'll say one thing: Georgia mamas slash from Alabama are tough. That never happened again. I don't know who she
Okay.
saw or what she did, but she had some power. Miss Arvana, Miss Arvana Hall slash Wilson
Mhm.
had some power, and she said, "You will never do that to my baby again." I'm sure your mom like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
I'm sure.
sir. Now you started making money, but you were doing what a normal kid would do with their money
Yeah,
once they made that money.
buy
You
potato
went
chips.
and bought soda pop.
Yeah, I did. Bro, come on, man.
Is,
And
is,
some
is
candy
that
pop.
still your go-to? Is that your go-to?
I'm not a
Do you still
soda.
go to the soda pop and chips?
You know what I do? Um, maybe a little bit healthier. I have these things called veggie sticks, and I have these sodas called
Yes, sir.
Izzy's. They're not really like soda. And every once in a
Mhm.
while, I like a root beer. I love a root beer, brother.
Oh
Woo.
yes. Oh, those
And
veggie
then
sticks. I'm with you on that, Elvis. I love now. If I was to meet you and you got some, you got to share them with me. I love me some
come
veggie
on,
sticks.
brother. I got them right over here in my bag. Don't hurt nobody. No, and also, um, like like in the movies, I still like my popcorn, and I like
Mhm.
a junior mints.
Yeah.
And I have a
Yeah.
Krusty patty every once in a while. But everything through God's grace and moderation. You
Mhm.
know, and knowing when quote unquote, to be silent and let things come in because I have so many songs in my head all the time, Brother LB. It's a loving
Mhm.
thing. Yeah. And I
Now,
hope,
as
sorry.
a- as I said in the intro, you mastered the drums, the piano, the keyboards, the
Yes.
guitar.
Yes.
What motivated you? What motivated you at the time to want to pick up all those instruments with your vision slowly decreasing?
You know, I used to practice in the dark because they kept telling me, at some point I'd lose what sight I had. They didn't know about the wrestling accident or anything. But I was doing what they now call the human beatbox way before it was known to be the beatbox. I
Mhm.
would walk down the corridor in the school and I wouldn't be spitting on anybody or anything. And people would say, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, no, that's just a rhythm I hear in my head." You know, so I try to, and this is before funk really exploded. I just heard it.
Ellis, as you just did the beatbox, I could just close my eyes and I'm hearing you talk now. I'm
Yep.
envisioning you as being a young 22, 23-year-old.
Yep.
Right now I got my eyes closed, and as I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing is a young 22, 23. How do you keep your voice sounding so youthful as it is?
I take care of myself, brother. As I said, things in moderation. I do my best to exercise and stay strong. And I love the process. Really, the process is making sure you do what you have to do, to make sure things are right in your life, body, soul, keeping that spirit right. Seriously. I don't mean to preach, but yet I do mean to preach, but not preach at someone. Hopefully, give a word that
Right,
somebody might listen to and say, "Oh yeah,
right,
I
right.
I, I want to follow that."
Because
And yep.
you also I read where you can hit the 5 octave range.
What you say? Yeah, what you
That
say?
part.
I
And,
tease people all the time because there's some colors. I get some low notes in the morning and some high notes and squeaks. Squeak and squawk like you mean it.
we're missing that in music today, Ellis. We're
You
missing it.
know, I've heard that, and as long as there's loving air flowing through my body, I'm going to do my best to celebrate and not bring anybody else down. Raise them up to the point of they're feeling what I'm feeling. I love that. I love that challenge, bro.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, when you see us in concert, we ain't got no doggone insurance. Hold on tight. Woo. I'm telling you right
That's
now,
what I
bro.
like.
Come
That's
on.
what I like. When you in the 80s, when you moved out to California and you hooked up with Tower Power, was
Yes.
that your first was that one of your first starts into really saying this is a career and this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life?
No. I'll tell you what really started me on this intense career. When I was 14 years old, even before I played, well, I played a little piano in school, but I wasn't serious about it until
Mhm.
I snuck into a club in Roxbury, Massachusetts. And at the time, it was called Jim Nance's Lounge. I don't know if you remember
Sounds
the
very-
Jim Nance, football player. Yes, he had his own lounge. And I snuck in. I had no business being there. My brother snuck me in. Oh, yeah, we got in trouble later, but that wasn't the point. I saw the looks with my working eyes on the faces, not of the audience, my brother, but of the band. And they were
Wow.
killing, I mean, killing the audience. Of all things, it was a group called Quint Harris and the Preachers. Now, they weren't even the headliner, but later Tavares came on, who at the time were Chubby and the Turnpikes. Well, let me tell you, playing keyboard in that band, I found out later, was a gentleman called Bernie Worrell. Are you familiar with that name?
No,
He played
sir.
One Nation Under a Groove. I don't know if he kept co-write that, but he played with Parliament Funkadelic. He played
Hmm.
with so many people. But that was one of his serious claim to fame. He played with them until he passed. Bernie Worrell, look him up. And you tell your audience, look him up. This is a soul lesson right here. A soul slash funk. By the way, I spell funk PHUNQUE. Funk.
I heard that. That smells good. That sounds like it smells good.
But yeah, I mean, as I said at 14, and then I went home like a house of fire, taught myself uh, bongos, which later turned into drums, and I got drums, learned how to play stand up bass, taught myself guitar. Like I said earlier, I was sliding up and down, playing all those chords, got serious about my piano lessons. So, going into any instance of where I had to go musically, I could go because I already heard it in my head. I didn't really start writing until I was about, I think, 18 or 19. Then I started
Hmm.
getting serious about it. So that's why I have all these songs built in. And I always think, oh, what's that subject going to be? Well, I don't know. Sometimes it gets dictated to me. Like that song, Some Days Are Meant for Rain, was about an old manager, and he and his lady were having a big old fight. So I sent them the song. He heard it on cassette. She heard it, and they ended up staying together 35 years.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That
Come
is
on,
great.
come
And
on,
who
bro.
knew? Who knew that was going to happen?
Who knew? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you right now, man. And you'll see. You've seen some of the things, but there's some colors up there, like in movies. There's a movie called Revival with the great Harry Lennox, actor, and I think he kind of co-produced that. Uh, well, I have a song in there called "Once Upon an Evening Star," and it's like a kind of Christmas vibe. And I have all sorts of songs. I do a version of "Something," the Beatles' "Something" that Miss George Harrison's widow heard, and she cried like a baby because Billy Preston played on it with me, and he sent it over to her. So
Is
I'm
it
saying,
anybody? Is it anybody that you wanted to play with that you haven't played with yet?
yo, yeah, I want to jam with Bruno Mars.
Oh
He's
man,
one. Oh yeah, yeah,
that would
he's
be
a
nice. I can
talented.
see that.
Yeah,
That,
and
that, that-
I want to play with these cats who are serious about keeping soul alive,
mhm,
keeping that
mhm.
hope
And
in
that's
the
one of them.
music.
He's one
Oh,
of them. Yeah.
and having hung because I opened up for Earth, Wind, and Fire so many times. That's how I got to work with Mr. Maurice White.
You had did the Tiny Dancer cover of Elton John
Yes,
and Brian
sir.
Johnson.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at that video of you doing that, I
Yep.
read where a fan had said, um, his name was Marty C. The
Uh-huh.
fan said, tears streamed down my cheeks
Whoa.
the first time I heard this genius performing his version of my favorite EJBT song. Such a
Whoa.
heartfelt soul. He is
Yeah.
truly blessed.
God bless. Wow.
And there's so many. As I went, I picked his out because
Yeah.
Ellis, it's rare that a person say you sung the song better or made them feel something that the original artist didn't make them feel.
God bless.
And when I started reading a lot of the other comments, they were saying basically the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
How wonderful of a artist you are. Ellis, don't go nowhere, please, brother. For another 40 years, please don't go nowhere.
Nowhere but
We need you to make more music, brother.
nowhere but up with my new buddy LB. Come on.
Yes.
What
Yes.
the
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know, seriously, and I never take it for granted. I know how blessed I am to be this vessel. And again, Ray and I would talk about it. Maurice White and I would talk about it. I used to talk endless hours with Mr. George Duke. I loved him, and just talking about music and the colors, and having met so many people. I remember one time I did a concert, and it was in this small little club, and Patti LaBelle and Michael Bolton and a whole bunch of others were there. And a lot of people started talking. And literally, Patty stood up and said, "Y'all shut up. I want to listen to Ellis." You know what? When you get an endorsement like that from a singing
That sounds
lady,
like Patty.
you know,
That sounds like Patty. That sounds like.
you
Well, you know
know
what?
that,
She
yeah.
appreciated what she was listening to. She really appreciated it.
Oh no, no, no,
I
no.
we
No, I
need more artists like you, Ellis. We need more young men and women picking up instruments and learning how to write music that hits the soul. And as you said, you had said it that it was your was it your comeback to R&B? Is that what you had said?
well, I don't know if I come back to R&B. I mean, that soul has always been inside me, but
Mhm.
infusing like this new tune, I love taking tunes that have been before. I mean, I write a lot of obviously original things, but like a tune, like I mentioned something, this tune, I really want to see it tonight. I broke it down to the soul vibe and just I knew when I put it together, and my co-manager Don said, "What are we doing with this?" So I don't know. He said, "Well, we're putting it out," and we did 2 weeks ago, and it has just gone crazy. Thank you for feeling the vibe, and thank your audience, for embracing whatever I have to put together because there's more stuff coming. You watch and see.
Out of all the songs to do, what was your decision making in choosing that song?
You know what? I when I first heard the song, I loved it instantly, as a whole bunch of other people did.
Mhm,
But I thought to
mhm,
myself at that time, you know what? Nobody's done it. I'm hearing it in my head so
mhm,
different. So let me put that together the way I hear it. And
mhm,
the rest is history. And you're hearing the only thing that isn't me on that record are the strings. My buddy Dave
mhm.
Blumberg did the strings. Great string work. So real strings, by the way. So the drums, bass, guitar, and keys, and all the backgrounds. That's yours truly. I got a big mouth.
Is how difficult is that to do with you doing all the instruments,
I
doing it one take and another take? How difficult is it?
I hear it in my head already, and so I know how to arrange it. Or if you want to really be crazy, I can derange it.
Man, I love to just sit beside you and watch you work. Oh my
Oh, it's
gosh.
so much fun! There's people who watched me. I wrote a song. Obviously, you know who Miss Rosa Parks is.
Mhm,
I wrote a song called Sister Rosa, and
mm,
it's a dear friend of mine, Jack, who had come out to LA, and he and his wife at the time were watching me put this song together: bass, drums, keys. I did the strings because I didn't have an orchestra with me, and I'm trying to, as we speak, get it over to the Rosa Parks Foundation. I think they heard it, so they might want to do something with it. But it celebrates her. And what's really
wow,
intense about that, when I put it together, the track, I was doing a special um, uh, party, let's put it that way, for Miss Oprah Winfrey.
mm,
And I said, "Miss Oprah, would you mind if I share this with you and your special guests?" She had like 50 guests from all over the world. She said, "No
mhm,
problem." I wanted to make sure I got permission. So
right,
I had the track. I stood up right with my keyboard and I sang to the track. And after I finished, there'll be standing ovation. They stood for about 10 minutes and clapped. So
yes,
but I already, in my head, I already knew what it was going to do. And again, me being the vessel, I just let it come through.
mm, that's
You know,
awesome, man.
yeah, well, and at some point, maybe Don can get that over to you. You can hear. There's so many songs, brother. I can't wait for
Mhm,
you to hear. There's a song I wrote that got me signed to Ray Charles' label. It's a tune I wrote called "Girl, You're Not in Kansas Anymore," and it's kind of funk, soul, country flavored that'll blow your mind. I sure as a chorus. Innocence chasing dreams. Welcome to the world beyond your door. Rainbows and Dorothy, girl, you're not in Kansas anymore. So when Ray heard that, he was jumping up and down. Ray Charles, of course.
That was great. That was great. Ellis, give me something. What are you feeling right now? Give me something smooth.
Ooh. Okay. Yes, I'm willing, able, at your command. I'll do anything 'cause I'm willing. Yes, I able. Sure where I stand. Give everything. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
That's one of my tunes. That's another tune got me signed label.
As we spoke about England Dan and John Coley's song.
Yeah.
I'd really love to see you tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna let the audience hear your version of it. And I'm gonna tell you, Ellis, your version.
Yes.
It's remarkable. That's all I can say. It's remarkable. It's remarkable.
There's gonna be a lot of babies born again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna let them have it right now.
Okay.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about you? I'm not sure why I called. Guess I really just wanted to talk to you. I was thinking maybe later on we could get together for a while. It's been such a long time, and I really kind of miss your smile. I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life, no I don't. But there's a warm wind blowing, the stars around, and I really want to see you tonight. I won't ask for promises, so you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. We both played that game before. Say I love you, then say goodbye.
Ellis, that's
Yeah.
one of them. Baby, turn the TV off, come in the bedroom and listen to this song.
I told you, I'm not talking about. Hey, oh. Wait a minute.
That's it. That's it. Turn the TV off, baby. Come on in here. I need you to listen to something.
That's where you gladly want to see nothing but hear and feel everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my God.
Lord have mercy. God bless you. Woo.
Philanthropy. Ellis, you do a lot for others. I read where You was involved with Gary Miller's Rock Against the Trafficking.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
And also you go back to Boston at Perkins School annual
I,
gala and do that.
oh, absolutely. Hung out with Tavares. We did some things together. Hung out with War, Cisco Kid, all that kind of stuff. Lonnie was laughing at me. He said, "What you know about all that?" I said, "Don't mess with me."
In 2020, you were featured, was it Voices for One World, a charity single? Tell me about that. I missed that. What was that about?
Oh man. All these different folks getting together singing a song written by dear Pam Phillips Olange, great writer, great songwriter. And we all got together, and the camaraderie, whether we're together or not, the camaraderie comes through if we let it happen. I love the challenge of getting it. I mean, what comes to mind is, of course, We Are the World. I wish I had been there for that. But everybody
Right.
got together, and the egos, like there was a sign on the door, leave your ego at the door. Amen. Come on. You know. So that's what it's about, man. Letting the vibe come through. I feel your vibe, LB.
Man, I'm mesmerized, man. Just listening to you, watching you. I'm feeling so many. Like I said, with you being from Georgia and inspired by
Yeah.
so many artists,
Yes.
it's like I'm having a conversation with everybody right now, not just Ellis.
That's wow. Wow. I like that. That's
Yeah,
just
man.
like
That's the feeling you give me. You give me the feeling like I'm not just sitting here with one man. I'm sitting here with several men and several ladies all at one time, and I'm getting
see.
history from all these people.
Well, lovingly, that's how you can go from Ellis to Alice.
That's that octave working right there.
Oh, now. Nah.
Ellis,
Having
I read
fun.
where you did 318 performances during 94 concerts with 237 bands at 36 venues in 10 locations. Was that all in 1 year?
I think it was spread over 2 years. But let me tell you something. When I toured with Tower of Power, you really got to know the meaning of tour bus, because we were on the road off and on for 300 days out of 1 year. That's a lot. Oh.
Yes.
And you better love what you do, because it will wear your booty out and the rest of you. But I got into this business still after almost 59 years. I feel still like I'm just getting started.
That's awesome.
Seriously.
That's great to hear. Because like I told you, Ellis, we need you around for another 40.
Well, come on. I'm ready.
We need you around for another 40, man. I say 40 because I'm 54 right now. I think I got 40 more in me, so I'm being selfish.
Hey! Now, do you get back to DC sometimes?
Yes. Actually, yeah, I still have family in DC, and we have actually. I'll be going back to DC next year to help doing a little bit of promotion of some shows. So maybe we can get you in on some shows up there as well.
You know what? You just let my folks know, and we'll do some shows. And I'll tell you what is intense. I did the Washington, what was it, the National Orchestra, and LB. Them folks can play, and we did some soul and some funk, and folks were wiggling in the chairs. I told you, I said, man, shake it but don't break it. It's hard to get spare parts.
See that? You play too much. Ellis, you play. you not only play the instruments.
Come on. Now, Ray said, y'all some silly aces.
You know what? Hanging around you, Ellis, I wonder how difficult would it be just get some sleep around you and Stevie? Because you guys, man, I'm sure y'all could stay up all night long doing this.
We do. We've done that. and a loving buddy of mine, BC, we've done sessions together, and my clock literally is always running when I need it to. We did 3 days straight working on mixes and stuff. And he said, I ain't hanging with you no more. He said, the evil Ellis comes out, meaning that in a nice way. Because if I hear a hi hat out of work, I say, oh wait, got to change that, fix that. But I do my best to always come from a kind sort. That doesn't mean take it for granted, but it means I'm going to be serious about what I do musically and otherwise to impart the side of love. And it doesn't mean that I don't have the other emotions, but you have a
Right.
choice in this life of what to do and how to do it. So, amen.
Ellis, one of the last questions I
Great.
usually end with when it comes to artists and musicians is
Mm-hmm.
to have performed on some of the largest stages known.
Yeah.
If you could create the largest stage for you and the fans today,
Yep.
where would the stage be, and with which artist assisting you on stage?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, in this modern times, again, singing with people like Cynthia Erivo and dear Jennifer Hudson, I love her, Bruno, and other artists. There's so many other artists I could mention, but I wished that I could have sung with somebody like a Sam Cooke or a Jackie Wilson, whom my dad and mom used to play Sam Cooke incessantly. I mean, the fact that he, as a black man, owned his own publishing, that was unheard of at that time.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
my God. But that's that whole thing. Somebody, my vocal coach was great friends with Nat King Cole, and he told me stories about the philosophy behind the song. And LB, I've never forgotten that. It's not that you sing a whole bunch of licks in the song. That's cool if you can do that. But if you can sing a song, and Nat wasn't a person who would sing a lot of licks, but he sang your face off,
Mm-hmm.
like Unforgettable, etc. Lord.
that music that just make your heart just melt.
Oh my God. And all you got to do, let yourself be open to that spirit coming through. Because it's gonna come through. It'll either you let it come inside or run you over.
Now, you said there's more to come earlier with I Really Love to See You Tonight. Is there an album coming or just a couple more singles?
No. Well, we're gonna have a whole album. No, whole album. And CD, whatever form you want to get it in. We just some surprises. You'll see. You'll
Awesome.
see.
That means I get more interviews.
All right, please.
That means I get more conversations with you.
You can look at me in that tone of voice.
Yeah, man. Ellis, you are inspiration to me, brother. You
Yes, sir.
the moment I started, doing some research on you, I just started smiling. I'm like, this brother is fun.
It's about the colors. And I know you got a blind guy speaking about colors. That is the real deal. The music will celebrate for you. Life, if you let it in, will celebrate. It doesn't mean you have those down moments, but if you walk forward motion throughout life, it doesn't mean you're not going to have emotions, but forward motion, sharing all the emotions and having fun inside and outside of what you do. If you love what you do, like they say, you never work a day in your life.
That's awesome. Ellis, usually when I end a session, I tell the guests, if it's the creative will, and the river don't rise, I'll see you again on the other side. But I'm not going to say that this time. What I like to do before me and you depart from one another, I
Yes.
would like you to give another tune,
Ooh.
and I'll end the show with you giving that last tune, whatever it is. You're going to be on camera all by yourself, brother.
Ooh.
And
That's
all I'm
yeah.
going to say to you right now is I'll be talking to you pretty soon.
I'll tell you, I'm so again honored to be here and celebrate with you. And I'm going to do something like this because I mentioned him earlier, and I'm going to do say, don't know much about history, don't know much biology, yes, don't know much about a science book, yeah. Don't know much about the French I took, but I do know I love you. And I said, and I know you love me too. What a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much trigonometry, don't know much biology, yeah. Don't know much about algebra, yeah. Don't know what a slider rule is for, but I do know 1 and 1 is 2. Say it. And if Ellis could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. And I take it to the bridge. Hey, I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I could win your love. Don't know much about history, yeah. Don't know much biology. Wait a minute. Don't know much about science books, yeah. Don't know much about the French I took, yeah. But I do know I love you, yeah. And I know if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Wait a minute. What a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this would be. God bless you, LP.